Let's have a look at the A test in C#, the 29th of April 2013. Before we begin with exercises, let's have a look at the test. When you're given a test, you should always look through it. It's okay to take a couple of minutes and to just get an idea how much we have to do and what we have to do. Okay, so 5 pages. First of all, this test seems to be structured in the way that in order to get a mark from between 1 and 7, we have to do exercise 1, 2, 3, and here begins exercise number 4, but that's to get a higher mark than higher than a 7. So just mentally, it can be a good idea to have a look at how many exercises we have to do. It's 6 exercises, which means that to get a 7, we only need to do half of the exercises, 1, 2, 3, to get a 7. If we're aiming for an 8 or a 9, we should do the exercise number 4 and maybe 5, but that's to get a 9. So if we can do some things here, we're going for a mark 8 or 9, and to be able to get a 10, we have to do exercise number 6. Okay, let's have a look at the first 3 exercises. It's not really necessary that you begin with exercise 1. Let's have a look at them first. We're going to write a program where you enter text in the text box. After clicking on a button, the program writes out the text as follows using labels. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Just to be sure we understood what we're supposed to do, let's try the example that came with the test. So it's supposed to work like this. I enter something, piece of text in the text box, I click print, and then it changes the text in all the labels. So for example, if I write this, it changes the text. Okay, so pretty easy. That one shouldn't be any problem. Let's go through and let's have a look at 1, 2, 3 real quick before we get started. We're going to write a program that calculates the sum of positive whole numbers. For example, if you write 5, it's going to write out the sum 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So it starts at 1 and going up to the number we enter. The program has a menu, exit to close, and clear to clear the text box. Let's try this out. Number 2. So menu, okay, if I enter a number, for example 7, and then clear, it clears the text box, and X, it exits. We don't have to try it. So let's try with these numbers. They're easy to check that they're correct. The sum is 15. 7, the sum is 28. We can enter any positive whole number and it will just begin to calculate the sum 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, etc. up to that number. Okay, so we have an idea that this has to be done with some kind of loop to get all these numbers. Okay, let's close the program. Let's have a look at exercise 3 before we begin. Write a program where you can enter 5 different measurements. They can be decimal numbers. Okay, you enter the numbers in text boxes, and when you click on the button calculate, the program changes the background colors to green if the sum of the 5 numbers is greater than or equal to 500. In this case, it should be green because 499 plus 0.99 plus 0.01 is exactly 500. So if it's equal to 500 or greater than 500, it should be green. Or if it's less than 500, we change the background color to red. Okay, and exit. So let's have a look at this. Number 3, let's do this example. 499, 0.99, 0.0100 should be green. For some reason that didn't work. That might be because, let's try it one more time. Here we go. One thing we have to be careful with is the point or the comma sign. So let's try this. I think this is 0.99, 0.01, and then 00. So it didn't like the decimal numbers. It doesn't understand point for some reason. So let's use the comma sign. And here it's green because it's exactly 500. And here, for example, if we reset this one, now it should be red because it's not 500 or greater than 500. And we exit the program. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. It doesn't matter which one we begin with. So let's do number 1, 2, 3 in that order. We can just have a quick look. We have 2 exercises for mark 8 and 9. It doesn't matter which one we begin with. This one was a lot of text, and usually we get a little bit nervous when we have to read a lot and maybe learn something, a new concept, before we even begin with exercise. So maybe it would be a good idea to start with number 5. And this seems to be a little bit more straightforward, so maybe we're going to start with number 5 before we attempt number 4, and then finally, if we have time, we're going to give it a try and do number 6. So let's begin.